Hi guys, and welcome to Biscuits Total War. It feels like absolutely ages since I've recorded anything for my channel. I've just got back from holiday a couple of days ago, so I'm back into the swing of things. It's probably going to take me about a good week or so to get back into the momentum of trying to get about 3 or 4 videos put up per week. Normally I'm always working a couple of weeks behind, so I've already got videos ready to go up on my channel. But as I was away for the last couple of weeks, I've managed to upload those videos and I've already actually put them on my channel, so I've actually got nothing in the pipeline at the moment. So what I really need to do is put my head down and get several videos recorded at once. So I've kind of lost track of which videos I've put up and which videos I haven't put up. So the first match I'm actually going to bring you is one I know I definitely haven't shown. It's actually a 31k game which includes the faction of Numidia. So I know it hasn't been shown because I'm pretty sure I would have remembered putting up this replay before. So I'm just going to load it up for you guys and we'll start the commentary. Okay, now this battle was done a few weeks ago. Well, I say a few weeks ago, it's probably been close to about a month ago. I'm playing alongside Cleo from the Greeks clan, and I'm also playing alongside King Marcus. Now Marcus has brought the SPQR. He's brought a fairly standard build, but the reason why I'm uploading this video or showing this video is basically because of this build. Cleo is brought the Numidians, and now it's rarely ever seen Numidia played in 31k. Sometimes you may see them being used if you're doing maybe a fun match where everybody's bringing stuff like Spain, Thrace, etc. But I challenged Cleo to bring the Numidians to a normal standard 31k game to see if we could actually pull off a victory. Now if you look at the build, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Numidian legionaries. Now these guys are pretty useless, I've got to say. They don't even go into Testudo. They're really a cheap version of the Roman legionaries, but they really are much cheaper and just basically less efficient. They can throw some Pila, but that's about it really. They've got some decent shields which would help them defend against any arrow fire, but they're not really going to cause any damage. They're just basically going to be acting as a Pila screen, sorry, as a blocking screen, or basically to try and throw off the enemy. The main striking force that I believe Cleo's got is his archers. Now he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 archers, a couple of Javcav, and a handful of armoured generals. So the archers are basically going to be used as a skirmish, as well as the Javcav to skirmish. And then these armoured generals are going to basically be a striking force to try and pick off individual units that are on their own. So it's really going to be more of a skirmish style battle with Numidia. So to make sure that the Numidians do well, we've brought some extra archers. Marcus has got a few archers. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 archers. And I've got my standard anti-Rome build, which basically is 14 urbans, 1 legionary first cohort, and 5 Praetorian cav. So we're going to be going up against 2 Roman players and a Greeks player. So we really need to play well as a team in order for us to actually stand any chance. I'm just going to forward it for a couple of moments. Wait for these guys to finish their deployment phase. As you can see, Marcus, he's put his guys quite close to the Numidians. That's basically because we don't want Numidia to be rushed. We want to make sure that we're able to help Cleo. I'm going to deploy quite far back so I can run my guys to meet up with Marcus and make sure he doesn't get rushed. Marcus is brought his general bodyguard. He always usually brings this unit when it comes to 31k. It's basically his calling card. When he always tells Marcus by the build that he brings. He always brings this unit here. Because the Numidians are so cheap, they haven't got really great forces. Notice that the upgrades that Cleo's got really has stacked them. I think basically everything's been maxed and upgraded. Basically, because they've got so much money to use, 31,000 denarii. literally every unit is going to be maxed out, probably gold, and 3 experience chevrons. So Battlefield starts off, we've got Phalanx in the centre of the COH clan, Spartan Leonidas from the Brotherhood clan, and then we've got Hellest Demios from the Hellas clan. So because all 3 players have deployed with a big gap in between them, Marcus rushed in his cav to try and take down as many of these Cretan archers as possible. I've seen this, so I'm about to launch my cav on this side here, and hopefully we can knock out these Cretans. If we can do that, that's going to make Phalanx's forces to be quite static, because he would have lost his cav and lost his archers. So Spartan Leonidas is rushing in to help Phalanx. Because he's rushing and sending his guys this direction, Cleo is now going to counter that by charging in his archers and try and get as many flank shots as he possibly can. Over here, my cav are now engaged into the fight. Phalanx of the Greeks has basically peeled off one of his Spartans to help defend his Cretans, and as you can see, the Scipii player has seen that he's also charging in his 6 cav. So I've seen this, I'm going to quickly retreat my guys to get them out of there, because they won't be able to defeat all these Praetorian cohorts as well as his Spartan unit. So I've charged my guys back out, and I've sent in my infantry there to try and help support. Whilst this is going on, it looks like Marcus has lost his general, so that's going to have a big impact on the morale of his forces. In comes the Greek player here now, so you can see the Greeks are going to try and advance forward, but he has got himself separated. By getting himself separated, I've managed to peel off a couple of my guys' attack on his flank here to try and prevent his guys marching forward. Whilst this is going on, there's getting a barrage of archer fire, which is going to be lowering the morale of these Spartans. In the meantime, Spartan Leonidas has got his guys quite separated here at the back, so he needs to rush his guys forward to help defend his allies. Cleo's now managed to peel off his archers, and now his archers now taking flank shots in the back of these Spartans. So that's going to be doing a lot of damage here. Over here, I've now engaged Scipii. So the Scipii forces have got his guys quite clumped up. So you can see he's coming in for a cav charge here, but a couple of his units have already routed. I've got these guys into guard mode, and I swung the bulk of my infantry around the side here. That's basically to try and defend this group here. And then once I've done that, I'm probably going to go in with a counter charge any moment. Move these guys forwards. If I can try and take out the Scipii general, that's going to lower the morale for his guys. Hellas is coming around the side here, the Scipii player. Probably going to try and do a flank attack on my guys. Whilst this is going on, Phalanx has got his guys absolutely surrounded, so he's got my forces attacking here, Marcus's forces attacking here, and then we've got Cleo's forces attacking in the flank here. So I've come in with a counter charge, I've routed these couple of guys. These guys are all clumped up together. Marcus is now throwing in a couple of his urbans to try and attack these guys. Hellas is now going to go in with a charge, probably trying to help out his guys here. But his guys are stopped, and now we're going to charge right into the back of these Scipii guys here. Now, although his guys have got the upper hand of numbers, because these guys have already started to rout, that's going to cause a chain rout and lower the morale for these guys. And you can see all of that cluster of urbans, they're all routed now. These guys will just shortly rout in a moment. We've now managed to totally surround the Greeks here. Scipii is now being taken out. I'm now going to swing my guys around here to try and help take out these Greeks. And on the back here you can see Spartan Leonidas is now sending in his guys to attack this big cluster of Numidian legionaries. Now, one thing you might want to notice on the back here, Cleo is doing a lot of micromanagement. He's got his armor general just chasing down a few units. He's got a few Jav Cav in the back here. Let's move. I've been harassing some of these Praetorian cohorts and then managed to rout one of the guys. By doing this, you've basically been able to distract Spartan Leonidas. He's basically having to micromanage his guys here. So basically he hasn't been able to help his allies here. Because he hasn't been able to help his allies, both myself and Marcus have been able to take out COH Phalanx as well as the Scipii player. Now that the Greek player has now been taken out, the Greeks have been taken out, it's just basically left as a 3 versus 1 because Cleo's still got his forces, Marcus has still got his forces, and I've still got my forces. So Spartan Leonidas is in pretty much a tricky situation. He's going to be attacked from all 3 sides in a moment. There's a few archers that have wrapped around the back of his forces. My guy's about to engage here. My cav's now going to come back into the action. You can see his Spartans are making short work of Cleo's legendaries. As you can see, even though they are maxed upgraded, they are pretty weak units to use. So over here, I've poured in my cav. Now my guys are in a tight formation and are just sitting there in guard mode at the moment. They are taking a few flank shots from these Cretans, but in comes Spartan Leonidas to attack my guys. I've now done a counter charge and used my ult attack, so I've pulled out my secondary attack function, which is the swords. Spartan Leonidas was still using the lance, and therefore I've managed to rout those guys. I'm now going to swing my guys around this side here, and basically Spartan Leonidas throws in the towel there, and it's a clear victory for us guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed that game. I know it wasn't the fastest game there, it's quite a short game in fact, but I really wanted to show you that replay because basically it showed the Numidians being used. It's a shame that the game finished so early, it didn't go out to the very end, but I hope you guys enjoyed that replay. I think my commentary probably is a bit rusty at the moment because I've had a few weeks off then, but please bear with me and I'll do my best and I'll get a few more replays up for you guys. So we just look at the kill count. Marcus got in about 1,100 kills. I've got in a decent 1,500 kills. Greek Cleo's got in a 668. Sadly, Scipii player Hellas Demos only got in about 400 kills. Phalanx only got in about 700, and Spartan Leonidas 600 kills. So a great game there. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks so much for the players there for taking part. I'll bring up a new replay. Hopefully it should be going up, I imagine, later end of this week. I'm also going to start bringing back the tactics and tips videos as well as the how-to videos, and hopefully also starting my first ever my first ever Rome Total War campaign game. So a lot of videos to watch out for. Thanks so much for the guys that subscribed recently, and thanks so much for actually keeping in there and continuing to watch my videos. So this is Biscuits signing out, wishing you all the best, and catch you guys soon, okay? Bye now.